Welcome to the Grits and Gravy Show. I'm your host, Leon Waddy, and tonight we're cooking one of my personal favorites, Jambalaya Creol Style.
Andouille sausage, chicken thighs. You can also use chicken breasts if you want to go healthy, but these are more tasty. The Trinity, which is bell pepper, onion, celery, tomatoes, tomato sauce. Of course, our seasonings are Creole and garlic with herb, chicken stock, rice, and shrimp. That's the ingredient list for our Creole Jambalaya. Now let's get cooking. First step is to cook your rice. To make perfect rice, you need 2 cups of rice, a cup and a half of water per cup of rice, a little bit of butter, and let it come to a boil and simmer for 18 minutes. But my secret for extra flavor is use chicken stock instead of water. So we'll end up with 2 cups of cooked rice.
Next, we'll start chopping up ingredients, starting with our andouille sausage. Now that we've got our sausage chopped, we're just going to brown it up. And while our sausage is browning, we'll just go ahead and start chopping up these veggies. Starting with our celery. All right, next we've got our onion. Next, we'll chop up our bell peppers. I like to use red and green for color and flavor.
The sausage is all browned up. We'll pull it off the stove and then get our chicken ready. Next, we'll spice up our chicken. I like to use Creole seasoning and garlic with herb. This chicken, probably 4 thighs or 3 breasts would work. Hands are dirty.
So once we spice up our meat, we'll throw it in that same pan where the sausage browned, using the sausage grease that's in there. While that chicken's browning, we can chop up our 4 medium tomatoes. So when your chicken's brown, you can finish it in the oven in the same pot or a different pot, whatever you like, but a different pot will be a little bit quicker. So while our chicken's finishing up, I'll peel up these shrimp and get these ready to go. Now that our shrimp's peeled, it's been about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll pull that chicken out of the oven.
So in that same pot, we'll leave just a little bit of that chicken grease, drain off some of it, and leave enough to brown these veggies. It's important to have everything in the same pot so you get all those crusty nubs and all that flavor combined together.
When those veggies are browned up, we'll add our tomatoes. Let them cook down real good. So while those veggies are cooking down, we'll chop up this chicken, get everything ready to get combined in that pot. All right, so once these tomatoes and veggies have cooked down completely, all we gotta do is add the rest of our stuff. So we'll start with the shrimp, so it has more time to cook. Add that yummy sausage that we browned up. Creole seasoning and garlic on that bad boy. Chicken. And then we'll add that rice. So we'll stir this up good. And then we got one final ingredient. Final ingredient is about a half a can of tomato sauce. That's unseasoned tomato sauce. So once that's all combined, we'll cover it and let those flavors combine and that shrimp cook. And that's all there is to it. About another 5 more minutes. All right, so we've combined all the ingredients. Let this bad boy simmer for about 15 minutes. Let all those flavors combine. And now that shrimp should be cooked and it's about ready to serve. He's so good you want to slap somebody.
Hey, hey.
Results are in. Pretty good.
Hey, hey. Well, I got a little baby down in New Orleans. She make the craziest gumbo that you ever seen. Get the chicken and the okra and the sausage plain, and everything else except the kitchen sink. If it swims or it flies or it hangs from a tree, go to make it a part of a recipe. And put it in the gumbo. Put it in the gumbo. Put it in the gumbo. I think you should, because it makes the gumbo taste good. Hey, hey. Brother caught a catfish down at the lake. Had a couple of bites from a big old snake. He caught a nest of babies, said he'd throw it back. Said you better not, boy, unless you wanna get smacked. It smells kinda funky and it's missing an eye. She said it sound good to me, boy, bring him on by. And put